So I'm just going to start with this. These fucking judges. Most of them are Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael judges in either the lower courts and obviously the high courts and etc. etc. All of them are just kind of idiots and assholes. And just do the government bidding. That's basically what they do. So we've seen time and time again these fucking judges. Like the Cabinet instance, the perfect example. A man going around with a meat cleaver and he gets bail, even though the guards said to the judge, it's not the best interest of the state to let a man out. This, they let him out in bail. But again, it's the judges, the old fucking judges. Um, they just don't give a shit, to be totally honest with you. It's the same with many cases across the country. I can think of an incident in Dublin of a young lady in her 20s. You probably have seen it. She was viciously assaulted, her eye taken out by I think it was a holy stick. And basically, this person's only been set to prison for 3 years for that offence, for literally taking somebody's eye out of their head with a holy stick. You only get 3 years in prison. That's all it's worth in this country. Now, before anybody says anything, that's totally wrong. Totally, the 40 years is the maximum set there should be for that offence. Because again, it's not something that you can just walk off and things like that. It's something that she has to deal with for the rest of her life, not having another eye. And this judge just simply didn't give a shit. 3 years literally in prison. That's all it's worth. And no wonder, and she's writing in when she was outside the courts, that it doesn't feel appropriate that's the sentence he got for the harm that he caused to her. Because every morning she wakes up, she has to remember, and she can feel it in her body and in her head that she can't see out the other eye, that she can only see out one eye, because she's a glass eye in that eye. And take for example, that's a perfect example. All the pain and suffering that she's got, that fella caused to her. That monster, I would use, not even a fella, we call him a monster. The person that did it, to such a young woman in the prime of her life, and she has to live the rest of her life like that. And the judge turns around and says 3 years is the maximum sentence you're going to get. You might get out on good behaviour maybe in a year's time. Which we know that's the country. People who commit, like the sex, we see many times, particularly predators and sex offenders. Time and time again they break the law and they just let them off with it. It's just these old fucking judges. There's too many Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael judges. Remember Gobgate? There was a Supreme Court judge in, along with the politicians in, with the senators, NGOs, etc., etc. Very peculiar why your judges should be independent from the state politicians, political parties and stuff, but they seem to be in with them. Let's put it that way. But if you dare question, election or anything like that, you'd be put to prison for the rest of your life. Basically, whatever you do to the political parties or anything that, you're going to be hit very hard. But what I'm trying to say is we need to kind of look at the justice system in this country in terms of sentences and stuff like that. There's too many old fucking judges that are fucking donkey years there, and half of them are fucking old as the hills. And they should not be there. Simple as that, they should not be there in that position. And we should look at who they associate with in terms of politicians and stuff like that. Because obviously, as we see with Gofgate, they seem to be in very kindly with the politicians, with the NGOs and stuff like that. They don't seem to be independent. Like, justice is supposed to be blind, but there seems to be an influence there in terms of who goes to prison and stuff like that. And the worst thing about this is, as I said before many times, if you don't pay your TV license, the judge will send you to prison in this country. And if you kill somebody in the street, they send you to prison for a week and then let you out. Just goes to show you what the priorities. So where is the judge's priorities in this country? Is it just to RT and the government? If you don't pay your TV license, you're not giving the money to RT, and the judges don't like that because the government, are telling the judges maybe to put them in prison. But again, it's just that the justice system as a whole is just a corrupt system. It's totally evil. It's totally weaponized. As I said, just plain and simple, these fucking judges. That's simple as that. They need to get the priorities straight in terms of crime and stuff. If you do a serious crime, obviously steal a box of matches in the shop or something like that. Community service, or maybe a slap in the wrist if you do it once. When you don't do it again, slap in the wrist maybe. But if you go and kill somebody and literally do serious damage to somebody's body, or threaten to go around with a knife and run around the place with a knife or whatever with a weapon, generally you shouldn't be really given much mercy. But that's just my opinion. But again, the judges in this category, I've seen them many times. They're just too busy worrying about the smallest, meanest, quiet, the small meager thing of a crime. Like, as I say, not paying your TV license, they nearly would go through you for a shortcut, the judges. And then if you go and shoot somebody in the head in the middle of a city or something like that, they will let you off with it. Like, that's literally the justice system. And again, it's down to just Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. And they're just old fucking judges, and they're just, I don't know, too blindsided, or they're too greedy to give a shit. It's just the justice system in this country, and it needs to be reformed. And as I say, we have to look at too why there's so many old judges there, and particularly young judges too coming in. A lot of them being influenced by political parties, by ideology. A lot of them are radical left and stuff like that, etc., etc. We need to look at all that. Thank you.